Boys! You guys will remember that I graduated with 2 degrees from Arizona State University in 2017, which now has a total student enrollment of over 120,000. I moved from a small town in New Hampshire of about 10,000 people to a college with 120,000. And I graduated within 4 years, cum laude, with an average of 3.43 GPA for both of my degrees. And so I've learned a thing or two across the way. And I know a lot of people are going to start college this week, next week, or over the next month. Or maybe they're going back for another year of college, but things might be a bit different because your last year of college was weird. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to impart some knowledge on the youth of the world. And if you're in high school or maybe you're already past college, well, I'll have some fun stories for you and maybe you'll just keep it in the back of your mind for the future. Who knows what'll happen? So let's get to it, boys. You guys good? You guys getting your high YouTubes out of the way? Keep it going. You can boil down college to 3 easy things. That's pretty much all you need to do when you go to college is 3 easy things. First thing you have to do is make friends. The second thing is you can't fuck up. And then the third thing is you have to graduate. Those are basically the only 3 things you need to do when you go to college. But it's a little easier said than done. It's admittedly a little easier said than done. So we'll dive into them. Starting with graduate college, because I feel like this is a weird thing that I didn't know when I first joined college, but I'll just use mine for example. I went to ASU. What do you guys think the graduation percentage is in 6 years for someone who goes to ASU? Because this blew my mind. I assumed that if you're going to go to college, which is something that at least in America costs even in state like $10,000 a year, with like housing, which they make you live on campus a lot of the time, and tuition and books and fees and whatever and food plans. But the graduation percentage for ASU is 67%. And that's within 6 years. The numbers are low unless you're going to like Harvard or any Ivy League college, in which case you really don't want to miss your chance. All right, you got to get on your B-Rabbit and fully clutch it out. But a lot of these state schools, the graduation percentage is very low. And it's also where the majority of people are going to go. 30, 40, 50% of people drop out. It's a huge number. And you have to, everyone has this, and it's just a fact. Everybody has this. You have to recognize that you could be a part of that percentage. Look, I know we all like to think we're smarter than the average person, but you're not. There's 15,000 people in chat. No offense, 7,500 you guys are dumb as bricks. 7,500 are slightly above average, maybe, but not that high. Let's be honest, you guys are watching my dumbass. If you guys are watching Clint Stevens, maybe be a little more 5-head, but this is just how it is. If you were a Northern Lion fan, you'd probably be going to Harvard next year, but you're watching me. So you're probably going to a state school, or your name's automated. This is just the reality of the situation. So there's a chance that this could be you. Why do people drop out? Well, there's 3 big things. One, and this is a big one, they didn't calculate how much college costs. I don't know how, because everybody knows college is expensive, but for some reason, they start college, but they do not have the means to finish college. At which point, you probably shouldn't be starting college. This is just a reality. It does sneak up on you a bit, but you know, you could plan these things out. There are ways to afford college, but you know, the problem is a lot of the times people start it and then they're like, holy shit, this is expensive as fuck. But, you know, make sure you got the funds, and also make sure that you do everything you can. For example, when I went to Arizona State University, I applied and received a scholarship. It was the New American Scholarship, and it was because I had a pretty good SAT score. It wasn't great. I'll say what it was. It was 1290 out of 1600. It wasn't great, but by Arizona State University standards, I might as well have been a former Harvard grad student. They thought I was a fucking lord. I think also part of it was family circumstances, but 1290, it's not that bad. 1290 is fine. But I got a scholarship for that. I got a 1460. Okay, so this is your moment right now. If you got a higher SAT score than me and you don't have a scholarship, you are still dumber than me. And I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you the rules. If you are telling me right now that you got a 1500, but you're sitting there with 0 scholarship, you're dumb as fuck. And that's on God. Now, I will say, don't make the mistake I did, because my scholarship was contingent on my merit. meaning that I don't just get to have the scholarship and then keep it forever. I have to maintain a 3.0 GPA. In my first year of college, I did not get a 3.0 GPA. I, in fact, got a 2.5. This was in part because my first semester of college, I was going through a bit of a metamorphosis. You see, they say when you go to college that you leave behind high school and you can be a totally new person. In high school, I was a goofy kid, a class clown who would make jokes. I was a virgin. I was the soccer team's bench captain. I wasn't that cool, but people liked me. But I was like, in college, I'm going to be a Chad. So you know what I did? This is real. I showed up, and when people asked me my name, I said, yeah, my name's Anders. Which legally is my middle name. Legally. All right? That is legally my middle name. This is true. I know if you go to IMDb and you look up HiveMind, it says my middle name is short. This is a lie. I need to confirm that this is a lie. I don't know why this exists, but it isn't true. It's not true. This is fake. This is fake news. My middle name is Anders. Anyway, besides that, that's weird. Whoever made that, please revert it to Anders. Just saying. Anyway, moving on. I was Anders for the first, month. Every single person on my floor who came up to me, I told them my name was Anders. We went through it. It was easy because I could just make the joke from Workaholics. Anders? And I'd be like, yeah, like Workaholics. And they'd be like, fucking no shit, dude. It got to the point where my roommate, who I literally got brunch with 2 days ago, still called me Anders 4 years through college. After a month, I switched back. I was like, I'm Ludwig now. I'm Ludwig again. But it was too late. It was too late. But the truth is, you can reinvent yourself in college. It's kind of dope, honestly. This is my second year of college. This is 5 years ago. This is what I looked like. I look like a baby, dude. Cute, but not fuckable. Thanks. Appreciate that. Super cool. Yeah, let's go through my pictures and decide whether I'm fuckable or not. But look, this is all, I'm just building up to say that, you can be a new guy in college. All right, you don't have to go as far as to pick a different fucking name. That's a little overboard. I wouldn't recommend that. But, if you were jock and you actually just like anime and want to be a weeb, you can do that. If you're a weeb and you want to be a jock and start working out, you can do that too. That's all chill. The thing about college is I genuinely don't think it is that much harder than high school. People blow it out of proportion. They say, oh, it's going to be hard as fuck. If you're STEM, the answer is yes, it will be hard as fuck. But you're also a STEM major. You did that to yourself. But if you're not STEM, it's genuinely not that hard. And if you are STEM, you can still do the same thing. And this is key. This is key. Write this down. Set a schedule. This is the key to college. The most important day of college is when you make your schedule for the semester. There are tools you can use to find not only which classes are going to be the easiest, but which teachers grade the easiest, or are the nicest, or don't care about attendance. These exist. There's a Chrome extension you can get for major state schools and even smaller private schools that will show you, rate my professor, yeah. They will show you what that professor is known to do. And let me tell you, professors, much like regular people, are very consistent. People are consistent. You can depend on them to act similarly semester through semester. So if I go to Arizona State University right now on this website and I look up Christopher Emery, who I believe is an English teacher I had, Ludwig said he was great, so he's great. Look at that. That's funny. Easiest class I ever had in my life. You couldn't skip his classes. Attendance was mandatory, and they'll tell you that. But if you showed up, you basically got an A. And you can do this. You can do this for any teacher you want. This is just how much information is out there and how much you could use when you're forming your schedule. Because there's two things you need to do. One, how hard is the schedule you are making? And two, how does this schedule let you have a social life? There's a few different strats, but the best possible strat is keep Fridays free. Usually there's two types of classes. It's 2 days a week or 3 days a week. And the 2 days a week are longer classes and the 3 days a week are shorter classes. But you might as well do the 2 days a week longer classes. That way you get Fridays free. Or maybe you like to have your Wednesdays free and you book it like Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Friday. That's also possible as well. But you can literally line it up to do that. Part of the way you can do this, and this is super viable now, especially because of COVID, is making yourself do online classes. Really, all you need to do is 120 credits. Here's the thing about online classes. One, as long as you actually do the work, they're usually free. They're very easy. Sometimes you could even allegedly cheat. Not that I would recommend that. But 2, and this is the huge con that you should keep in mind, you won't learn anything at all ever. And that is important, I think. That should matter. Because although you are there for a piece of paper at the end of the 4 years that says, hey, now pay me more, Mr. Employer, to which the employer will say, no. But you can work for $15 an hour, which is what we pay everyone. Although you are there for a piece of paper, learning is important, I think. For example, I will give you 2 classes and you tell me which I took online. One was astrology and the other was public speaking. Which one did I take online? Because motherfucker, I can't really tell you the order of the suns or the planets. I forget what you call them. It's called astronomy. What did I say? Okay, well, you get the fucking point. College costs way too much in America. Way too much. Don't be there for more than 4 years if you can help it. All right? I loaded up. Usually some colleges cap you at 18 to 20 credits. But if you go to a guidance counselor, they can lift your cap and you can do more. You can meet with an advisor. And I did 21, 22, 23, 24 credit semesters. And I promise you, although it sounds like I was doing a shit ton of work, it wasn't hard because I made myself a super easy schedule. It is possible to finish in 3 years, 100%. Yeah. People do it all the time. People graduate in less than 3 years when they do summer school as well. These are all viable things. What's up, Eamon? Yeah, come here. Give me your life-changing advice.
If you live in a state that lets you attend a community college while you're in high school, like Washington or Illinois or other states that have these programs, in Washington and Illinois, I know it's called Running Start, do it. Because you will never get college for that low of a price. I paid like $150 a quarter for my community college in high school. I did it for 2 years. I graduated high school with my associate's degree, and then I graduated from university in 2 years, and I saved myself literally like $45,000.
You graduated in 2 years?
Yeah, we graduated the same year, even though I'm 2 years younger than you.
What was your degree?
Finance.
Oh shit, it's 3:30. You're still on the clock, motherfucker. I need those papers on my desk by 4. A good question is, how do you pick what your major is? And the real answer is, it doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't, man. I know it sounds like hurtful to say that, because when you actually are a high schooler in senior year or a freshman in college and you're faced with the decision of picking your degree, it feels like literally the game of life, like the board game, where you are like, pick a job, and you're like stressed out and you're like, I don't know. It doesn't super matter unless you're a STEM bro. STEM bros ignore everything I'm saying. Just get a 4 or 3.0 and graduate. No one gives a fuck about you. Go get your 6 figures. We don't care about you. For the rest of society, it doesn't matter. You can get pretty much any job with any degree, unless it's like a highly specific trained job, in which case an undergrad probably won't get you that job anyway. You probably need another job, a trade school, or any other degree. There's not many things that a specific undergraduate degree will hold you off from. Chemical engineering. Again, I said STEM majors. If you guys didn't hear me, because you guys are, again, a little socially inept, so I'll catch you up to speed. I said to fuck off, and that still applies to my same words now. I can keep saying it for you guys, but irrelevant in this situation. Go make your 6 figures and eat shit. I can help you with this next session, though, which is how to get friends. Because you'll need that, brother. Because the reality is, once you graduate college, there is no reason for you to ever make another friend in your life. The friends that you have, if you think about it, are just people that you have been close proximity to. That maybe you have been in a club with because you were in soccer in high school or doing some sport or whatever. But like, why the fuck are you supposed to make friends when you graduate? The only real people that you'll interact with on a daily basis are at your job. But what if you don't have a job? Or what if your job's online? Then how do you make friends? It's kind of weird, which is why this is my #1 recommendation for college that I don't hear a lot. Join a club. And you should do it super early. Like first few months, join a club. And you don't even have to stick with the club. Maybe you do it for a semester and you're like, that sucked. You have like 8 chances at different clubs. And maybe you like it on your first try and you do it for 8 semesters long. Or maybe you don't like it in the next semester, you try a different club. But every semester, every week, the first week or second week of school, the first month basically, there's this whole period where they try to recruit people to join clubs. And clubs are goated. Some frats are kind of cool. There's always the business frat that pretends they're a frat, but in reality, it's a bunch of fucking nerds in a room. You know, like the engineering frats. I think they just meet up and deadass start playing FGC games, all right, at best, and then start talking about what classes are good or not. But that's still a good group to have. Honestly, that's a pretty goated group if you're a STEM major, to have a group of people who can be like, oh, no, dude. No, fuck Mr. Johnson. No, he's actually a cock, dude. I corrected him one class, and ever since then, he hated me. You can do that. That's actually a really sick club. Outside of Twitch, the last friend I made was from a club in college. Guys, this entire stream only exists because I joined a club in college. I joined the Smash Club at Arizona State University. I joined that club, and that club's the reason I got into Melee and started playing it more. It's the reason I got into commentary. It's the reason I met Slime, because I ended up commentating bigger Arizona events. It's the reason I live with these people now. I stream, I do the yard, all of my friends. This all happened because I joined one club in college. This is a fact. I joined the comedy club of Rejects, which ended up being the biggest club on campus, which was hype. And I joined the Smash Club. And those are my two hobbies. Those are my two things. Those are the two. And all of my friends that I have were from those groups. And everything I do now was because of those groups. The 4 years and the 120 credits, 138 credits, whatever, the 2 degrees I had didn't really impact the job I currently have and the skill set I currently have. Those clubs were pretty much everything for me. So not joining a club, I think, is just, I think, a wasted opportunity. I'm in my last semester of college. I can't follow any of this advice. No, you can't. But you did finish college, which is sick. And a lot of people fail that, so.
Hey.
Yo, I'm live, but I had a question for you that I think you'll remember.
Yeah.
This is Josh, by the way, chat. So you can say hi to chat. Or not. Hey, you want to tell the story about how we first met?
Yeah, great story. I was sitting in the cafeteria of our dorm room at the time. Ludwig and I were not yet roommates, but we lived down the hall. So I was sitting with my then roommate, and before he even said hello, he said, "Hey, do you want to watch me deep throat this banana?" Did it. I didn't even say yes, he just did it. Got the whole thing down. Nailed it. And then you told me that you're from New Hampshire, and that the man on the mountain was your great monument.
Yep, that does sound about right.
That's it. That was happily ever after.
It was impressionable, wasn't it?
I honestly can't think of the first time that I've met anyone else.
Yeah, and now we're friends still.
I heard it. You stopped yourself.
Well, I was gonna say forever, but you know.
Love you. All right, bud.
All right,
Talk
love
to
you.
Later.
Bye bye.
Love you. Bye.
That was Josh, everyone. That's how you do first impressions. My last piece of advice, you won't think it matters until it does. And this was advice passed down to me from my friend Sam. Don't fall in love with the first person. That's it. Don't fall in love with the first girl you start talking to, the first guy, first whoever. You can really sink some years and not have the full college experience because you got swept off your feet a little bit early, all right? Let yourself sink into college as a single adult, or if you're in a relationship, whatever, that's fine. But understand who you are before you go off finding out who you are in a relationship in college.